Hello YouTube and welcome back to Allie's Wonderland Creations. I'm Alice Seraphin and I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the United States. Today's video is Paper Pumpkin Alternative for the March 2022 Paper Pumpkin, and this is going to be a 12 by 12 scrapbook page. This is going to be the right side of the scrapbook. You can see over here that I already did the left, playing with some ideas of how to use some of the stuff in this kit. So let's get started. And let me show you the left side of this kit. And what I used was retired mask from Stampin' Up! The basic pattern decorative mask. I used this one here. This was the closest I could find to the chevron or fish scales, what it reminds me of, paper. So that is what I did back here. A little time consuming, but I really liked the effect on it. And this was just some basic white 12 by 12 paper. This here we are going to do on our other page too. This is using the tissue from our paper pumpkin. So I'm going to set this aside and bring in my white. Here we go. 12 by 12 scrapbook page. Now this one, whole reason is because we are using these from our paper pumpkin. These are the die cuts from it, okay? We're not using these. We're using this, the frame. Okay, this is what I wanted from that. And I want this to go with it. You'll see in a minute. So let's get started by, first of all, I need to cut these in half. And I believe I'm only going to get 2 of these. So I'm cutting this in half like so. And then one of these will be used and one won't be. So next I'm going to put this in right on the cutting edge and cut this piece here off. And I'm going to do that to both of these. So there's one frame for a picture. And here is my other. Right up to the edge and cut. And this is what I wanted. And we're going to do some sponging and stuff on that here in just a second. I'm going to set the mask aside. Now I chose these 2 pictures. Yikes, let me bring the camera down so we all can see what we're doing. These 2 photos of my grandson. I have chosen to use these frames to frame out. Okay, but we need to color these, and we're going to do it in Misty Moonlight. Looking for my sponge dauber, my ink pad. And here we go. We are going to just pounce, pounce, pounce. Actually, we might do it. We're going to two-tone it here. We're going to do it getting some of these colors on there. So there's that one. Let's get a little bit of blue on the other one. Misty Moonlight blue, that is. And we're just going to bring some in here. Little spot there and a spot there. And I'm going to drop stuff is what I'm going to do. We definitely want Old Olive. We're just going to use 3 colors. The Old Olive and the Bumblebee. Which, if you've seen the other videos, you know my daughter took off with my Bumblebee ink pad. Hasn't brought it back to me yet. I don't know where or what she's done with it, but she did. She was taking images of her hand, doing ink things. So that is my Bumblebee is what I'm looking for. Nope, and I got a piece of Scotch tape on my hand. Okay, Bumblebee. Let's see. Yep, this one will work. We are going to do some bumblebee up here. Some bumblebee down here. I think we're going to bring it all the way at top there. Let's bring this one in. And we're going to bring bumblebee here. And then we're going to do old olive over there. Okay, close up the bumblebee. Where's my old olive? Why is it that I can't find that one? I have Misty Moonlight. I was just using, oh, there it is. So old olive's turn. There we go. There's one frame's done. Get some old olive right there. And pounce, pounce, pounce at it, shaking my camera. Maybe I shouldn't do it so hard. Okay, so now we have, I'm leaving my Misty Moonlight sponge dauber out because I'll be using that again here shortly. Close up the ink pad. All right, so now we have our two frames. Move this aside. And let's see, maybe I'll show you a little bit. Well, let's get these on first. We want to glue these on and then cut. There we go. Cut away everything else. There's one frame. Isn't that darling? I think they're so cute. Okay. And I'm hoping I'm recording. If not, oh well. We'll have to worry about that another time. Because I cannot stop and redo this video because I won't have the stuff to redo that. So we are going to put this one like so. And next we are going to cut these away. Yeah. There we go. So, really simple. Bring that right to the edge and cut. Oops. Apparently I didn't get it right to the edge. And still didn't cut it all. There. Yes, now it is cut all the way. And there's one photo down for this. All right, next photo to do is this one, which we need to bring over a little. And again, and I know I'm using pieces that most people would have put in the recycle bin or garbage, but you never know. There's some weird noise. Oh, I'm like, what is that weird noise? It's my phone ringing. Well, they're going to have to wait until I'm done with the video, and then I'll call them back. So, now we have our two gorgeous little photos here. And you're probably wondering, saying, you got an awful lot of stark white there. I know I do. But we're bringing this in, and I'm going to show you exactly how I cut this off. So let's move this aside. First thing I did was I cut my cardstock, well, my card base, right on the crease, okay? Really simple to do. It is easier if you crease it. Okay, that noise is awful annoying. There we go. Next, put this aside. I have a paper pumpkin block. When you order your first paper pumpkin, I'm going to spray some water on it. And where's my water pen? Okay, taking my water pen, instead of squeezing it, I just put some on here. And I'm just running it all over here like so. Getting this paper nice and wet around the edges where I am going to tear away in these. There we go. That's simple. There were 3 of these, and I've used all 3 of these on my cards. Now I'm pulling towards me, and I want to do that on all edges. Pull towards me. So turn and pull towards me. And the water really does help. It breaks the fibers down a bit. Makes it just easier to tear and get what you want. So there we have it. And so now I have 2 pieces, and these are going to be what these pictures are going to be on. Like so. Now, yeah, that is still really white. So I might show you how we do some stenciling, just do a little bit of randomness on it. In fact, let's go ahead and do that. So I have this mask, right, from the basic mask that I think it's retiring, or it might already have, but it was the closest image I had to this chevron image. So we needed pale papaya. We're going to get them all out here. Pale papaya, misty moonlight, and old olive, and the bumblebee, which I need in this little tiny one. So sponge daubers. There's that one. I didn't intend on doing this masking, but we're going to do it now. So I have that one. I need the old olive, which is right there. Bumblebee and pale papaya. So I have an envelope here, and we are going to do this like so. I am starting off angle, just at a weird angle. Okay, that's my bumblebee. We're going to start with the pale papaya. And I simply, literally did this, okay? Just stamped all over randomly. Then I went to the bumblebee. And I started stamping da-da-da-da, and really just wherever I thought I would do. So that's my bumblebee. Set that aside. Next, I brought in the old olive. Now, this is where you need a scratch paper, or if you're like me, I'm just using a old envelope I was stamping on because it was available. And I am bringing in my green. And I'm going over in little areas, leaving some room for the misty moonlight to come in. Now, I haven't glued this down, so I'm just lightly holding it. And we are just bouncing our little hearts out here. Okay? And misty moonlight is our final color, and it starts off dark and it gets lighter because I don't re-ink it constantly. And I just want to bring in, I think we're gonna do lighter down here, and I went lightest to darkest because otherwise it gets all icky. My pale papaya is proof of that. And just filled in. And I won't need any more ink. And fill in some spots where it's white. And look at that. Isn't that cool? Oh, love it. So then I did have to wipe it down. I just have this old rag that is going to get thrown away after this because I'm doing this. And I brought it in. Now, my yellow on my other one is going here and here. So then I brought it in and I changed direction like so. And we repeat this pattern. Let me show you. So here's where I started. I changed direction and I want it all off-centered. So we start with our pale papaya. And like I said, it's just randomness about where you're doing it. Okay, now we're going to the bumblebee. Some bumblebee, some bee, some bee. Now some green, some old olive. Moved it a little bit, that's okay. Leaving room for the misty moonlight to come in. And Misty Moonlight's turn is up next. Yeah. And it doesn't have to be completely filled in. Having a little bit of white works too. And there we go. That's how I did this. So we are going to wipe it off. Wipe your mask off. And I know you can see that I got a little, but it won't matter once we get where we're going. And I'm trying to see. Okay, I'm going to go this angle. Right here, like so. So right here. And I don't want to start with the dark, so we have to start with the light, otherwise it gets really muddled. And this one's already getting muddled. I gotta clean my ink pad. Ugh. Or buy a new one, one of the two. Okay. There's that. And Bumblebee's turn. And here we go. Let's see. We don't have any light colors up in here. That's as simple as it gets. I mean, it is pretty forgiving doing this. As long as you don't move it like I did just then. Okay. There we go. And I moved it again. So that's why you could tape it down. But for what I'm doing, nope, it's a scrapbook page. Leaving some room here for the Misty Moonlight. Not going into that because that is my other stenciling. Misty Moonlight up there. Green here. Okay. Misty Moonlight's turn. Now we're just filling in. Right there. There. And let's see where my fingers are. And pounce away up here. There. And yes, I have this little tiny corner. So let's fill this in, and we're going to do this with Misty Moonlight. And it looks like I didn't get it quite up in there. Should have done some green, but we'll put Misty Moonlight in there. Next, going total different direction again. And we got to wipe it off because that's how, you have no idea how bad my pale papaya really is. So we're going to bring pale papaya along the edge. And still it's just getting, it gets any of that green on there and it just gets icky, so I got to wipe it off. Okay. And the bumblebee. Up there. And our green. I wasn't intending on doing this whole thing, but it looks like we are now. Get some in there. Misty Moonlight's turn. Like I said, you know, it doesn't have to be. There we go. And again, wipe off your stencil is what I'm doing right now. I am so covered in ink. My hands will be covered in dirt soon. Okay. Now let's get this going. So I don't want it. I tried to get the largest parts of this going. Misty Moonlight. No, look at my sponge dauber. You see how it's got different colors on it. I'm just going to do one pass in this, like so. I'm not going to go over it again. Any others, wipe off. Yeah. Bumblebee's getting bad too. Maybe it's a better thing that my daughter did take my bumblebee pad. And I just stamped it in orange. I mean green. So that is done. We won't be using that dauber again. Okay, let's do this. And Misty Moonlight's going to fill in the rest. Quite a bit of blue on this one just because I'm trying to get the video done, which I don't blame you if you all sit there and fast forward this as I fill in there. You see a lot of the Misty Moonlight. But I'm going to be bringing in, and it's just going everywhere as I wipe it off. Okay, so reverse it. And right there, and we're going to take the bumblebee pad. And that is not going to go well. I can see that already. Okay, that was a trial and error. But this is where I'm putting the yellow from the, sorry. We're done with the bumblebee. And our Misty Moonlight is always last. Some there. Some there. Oh, and you can see we apparently, let me try to line this up. And we'll go Misty Moonlight all the way down there. Here's the corner, and we'll do Old Olive right here, and Misty Moonlight in between. So we'll just, it doesn't matter which way the pattern's going. I'm going to wipe it off one last time, and let's finish this up. So I know that this is my stencil. This is where I don't want to be stenciling or masking. So coming in with the pale papaya. Like so. No bumblebee, because I'm not going to grab another sponge dauber. And the rest will be in the Misty Moonlight. Okay, there we have it. Our sheet is done. I'm setting that way away from me. I'm going to try to clean that one off. In fact, I'll probably run all my sponge daubers and try to clean them up a bit. I'm not sure. You can see where I've got green going on in here. I've tried to rub it out. I'm not sure how that's going to work. Okay, let's close those up and this up. We need to go over these in some Misty Moonlight. So let's bring this in. Just to give it a little bit of color in there. Just brushing it along both of our pieces here. And our little piece here, which we are not, let's just tear it. There. I'm going to use that in the back of our sentiment like I did on the other page. Okay. Let's see if we can get this put together. I do need, back my photos, I'm using Bumblebee and Misty Moonlight. But first, let's get our yellow on. And like I said, we're using the tissue paper. And what I'm doing is I actually tore my tissue paper like so. There's one piece. There's another. And, okay. So my other one is here and here. I'll show you. Okay, so it's here and here. So on this one, on the right-hand side, I want it to be in the left top corner and the right bottom. So, bring it like so. This is how simple it was to do this. Wrapped it around, okay, turning my page over now. Got my tissue paper here. And I use some Scotch tape, which you can use whatever you like, but I just taped it down on the back side. And then I folded this over nice and tight. I had to do a wee bit, but it's just tissue paper. It's so thin. Okay, and now we're going to do it. I don't even need to look to do it. Just want to make sure. So there. You see, just wrapped it, stuck it under there. And I'm taking this end and I'm folding it over. And taping this down again. And I kind of bent this little area back just because I didn't want it poking out, but it's going to be in the sleeve of my scrapbook. And wait till you see. There you have it. So left and right, though, we could do it. I kind of think it looks cool that way. So let's zoom up and out so you guys can see. And let's get putting... There's one for his little picture, and where's my other one? I think I'm going to get another piece of Bumblebee. I mean, let's do Moonlight down here. And that is going like so. So cute. And this one, I don't have any more of that, but I thought about putting this one in the middle. So we're going to cut this down. Maybe, let's see. We're going to do it at 4. And we're going to trim this some more. My little guy here loves trucks. And then we're going to bring in another piece of Misty Moonlight. And this one we're going to back in the Bumblebee. So let's see, we need to do this in Bumblebee like so. So let's see what this is. 3.5, so it needs to be 3 3/4. There's our first layer. Oh wow, it's almost perfect. Just needs a smidgen off, which I'm going to glue it down first. And everything else is already, come on glue, to get glued in place. Okay, I need just a smidgen off of here. Let's see. That's it. So 4 1/4, which leaves this to be at 4.5, at least one of them. 4.5 by 4. And we're going to glue that, of course, to this one. There we have it. So darling, these are going to get glued down onto that piece. This is what inspired the entire scrapbook layout. I just wanted to use that for him, and when I saw these photos I was going through the other night and saw this little yellow truck that he was holding, I was like, oh yeah, that's definitely it. So now we're going to glue these onto our Misty Moonlight, if I can get the glue out. So there's one. And that didn't stay, apparently. Now, well, there's one. This one, my glue bottle is like not wanting to cooperate. Here's number 2. And we're going to set these in place. This one up at the top. Yes, this one down at the bottom. He is so photogenic, just like his mama. So this goes down here. And this one is going to go right there, and I'm going to pop that one up on dimensionals. So 1, 2, 3. I'm going to use 9. Just enough there. And I know you probably can't hear it, but my little water fountain my daughter bought me for my garden is going. It's wonderful. I absolutely love it. It's such a great gift for my garden and for my hummingbirds. So, let's see. This one is going down like so. Should bring it over a little. So there we have that. And where's our little pieces? We went to, I know I sponged. This is what I was looking for. And we're going to need, let's see. I used these strips from me. This one will work. From me cutting my mats for my other ones. I'm just tearing haphazardly, truly, strip there, and we need a strip of yellow. I wonder if I tore this in half, if I get one for each one. And what I'm doing is layering this here on the side. Like so. This one is going to go next to it. I really don't want that piece there. So this piece, yikes. And then I need my daughter to tell me more about things before I do any more writing for this. But this is going to go like here. I think I want it going this way. Yeah. And then I'll show you. I even used part of an envelope where I wrote what I wanted. And I'm going to do that again. Okay, this part of my envelope here. This is what I tore to go on top of this piece. We want to tear it this way. And tear it across. And we're going to tear it there, there, and take our Misty Moonlight sponge dauber and give it some shading. And that is going to be where I write how old he is. And where they were at, well, maybe. That is at least going to have how old he is in it. And I don't know where the lid is. And hold up, we're not done. I have a black pen. You could use a Sharpie, whatever. And how I did my lines is I will show you. I used to do this when I tool painted. I'm just going around my photo, and I'm doing it really roughly because everything here is rough looking. This needs to come here. To do a quick border and framing our images. And that's all I have done on this. And I might do his name in some bold rub-ons or something. So, and I did do around this, though the tissue paper doesn't get that dark color that I love about doing this, but I wanted it all to coincide. So, those are my scrapbook pages for today's video. This is the right side, and I will show you the left. So this is the first one. All inspired from our 3 card bases, 1, 2, and 3, for our paper pumpkin kit. So thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Give me a thumbs up if you do, and we'll see you again in my Wonderland. Bye now.